Hi folks, welcome back. As promised, we've got the latest pickups video. As I said last time, this is actually a monthly edition rather than the two-monthly edition that I normally do. Reason for that is I've been very busy on a few fronts, but I think the people who enjoy the Steelbooks we were quite impressed with this edition because I've got some very interesting stuff to show you. In fact, I can't wait to see the video myself, actually. Now, I'm going to do a bit of a switcheroo on you. Normally, I'll do the gaming Steelbooks first and the films for Steelbooks, but today I'm going to start with the comic books and other stuff that I picked up. Okay, let's get into it. We've got a lot to cover. Okay, now first thing I picked up in August is the Destiny comic collection. Bungie, who make the game, started to produce an online comic book. Strangely enough, I never ever went to read them. But now they've collected those into a nice hardback edition, not only the ones that have been published, but some unpublished stuff as well. It's quite it's quite a solid volume for 15 quid. I think the average you can pick it up for. So yeah, I would, if you're a Destiny fan, I would highly recommend you look into that. It's I don't know if I've shown this before, maybe on one of my Destiny videos, but it's a companion volume to the Grimoire. This is basically just a collection of or what they call the lore stories, or the actual story. A lot of stories relating to the Destiny universe. I found it, I must admit, even for a Destiny fanatic, I found it a little bit deep. And obscure, but I'll sit down one day and try and get through it. But it's a nice item, it's well produced. I mean, it's got a nice faux leather cover, and yeah, it's well worth picking up if if like me you're a Destiny fanatic. Right, a couple of gaming items. I picked this up just yesterday. It's the Anthem Collector's Edition strategy guide. Quite nice. It sort of folds out. See if I can fold out without cracking the spine. It folds out into a nice panoramic view of all the Javelin suits there. Now I've just started playing Anthem because I recently bought it. A pal of mine is well into it. And he said to me, "Will you pick it up?" I said, "No, I don't like third-person shooters." But Kex were doing it for 12 quid second hand. I thought, oh well, what's to lose? So yeah, I mean, I'll show you the game. Speak a bit more about it later. But yeah, that's the collected edition. It might be worth mentioning actually that you get a very nice. I mean, this was from Game, and it's half price. It's the hardback, obviously, and it's half price at tenner. But you get this very nice quality collector's print from the game, scene from the game. So, yeah, I mean, it's a little extra that you get with it. And I mean, as strategy guides go, it's quite a nice. Quite a nice read. The pictures are often very small in these strategy guides, but this has got some nice bigger sort of pictures in. I'll just give you a quick example there. There's a map, and there's some pictures from the actual strategy guide. One thing I don't like about strategy guides, the tiny pictures that you often get. But yeah, I mean, if you're into Anthem, you're playing it and you're stuck, it's well worth buying for a tenner. You can buy the paperback edition for £5 actually. So if you rather go for that one, Right now, this took me by surprise. This has been knocking around in my local Forbidden Planet for a few weeks, and I'm not a big fan of these types of games, but I am a fan of art books. So I thought, look, it's only a fiver. It's a 30 quid. It's a 30 quid book, and it was sealed, and it was only a fiver. I thought, well, okay, let's take a punt on it because I haven't got a massive collection of gaming art books, and I'm glad I did actually because it's very nice. Even though I'm not into this type of thing, it's got some lovely artwork of the central characters. If you can see that, and I mean there's a lot of them. If I can just if you just bear with me a minute, I'll try and find my favourite one. So I like that. I mean, I'm not familiar with the characters from this game because I don't play them, but I mean it's a very nice art book. So if you have a branch of Forbidden Planet near you, I would check them out because that's well worth buying for a fiver, in my opinion. So that's all we have on the on the gaming front with regard to books. Now comic books, it's been quite a busy month as well. I'll just briefly run through what I've picked up. The comics themselves, that's a very low print run of Web of Venom Carnage Born. Now the reason I picked this up, I'm not a massive fan of Spider-Man and his universe, but Carnage seems to me like one of the more interesting characters. I'm not a fan of Venom either, to be honest, but Carnage seems a fan. Now this particular one is as I say, it's a limited run. It was 20 quid. I picked it up for 7, as you can see from the cover there, and I mean it's a very nice cover. Also, it's written by my current favourite writer, Donny Cates. He's the writer that did the Thanos Wins segment of the Thanos comic, and I loved that. So I delved into him a bit more, and I've had a look at some of the stuff he's doing, and he's become my favourite writer. He's a writer who relies on his stories being dialogue driven rather than having lots of word balloons and little segments, of text that seem to go on and on forever in some comic books. So, I mean, if you see anything by this fella, I would check him out. It's another book that he's doing, Absolute Carnage. I love these covers. That's the variant edition of #1. And the artwork inside is pretty bog standard, but so I'm picking up all the issues of Absolute Carnage. If it doesn't go on for too long, I might just wait until they're all out to read it, because you tend to forget stuff from month to month. But that's the variant cover for issue 2, which I thought was quite nice. And then there's a lot going on in the Marvel comic universe with regard to the cosmic stuff at the minute. And I heard that I'm a bit out of the loop because I didn't realise that Thanos had been killed by Gamora a while back. But I decided to get up to date with the cosmic events. So I've managed to pick up a few Guardians of the Galaxies. That's the fella there, Donny Cates. I thought, well, if he's doing it, I'm having it. So I've picked up a few issues. That's #3. That's a variant edition of issue 5. Then we've got issue 6. I think that's the standard edition. A lot of this involves Thanos, which I like, of course. And then that's issue 7, and that just came out last week. That's issue 8. and then that was an annual that they did. So my man Donny Cates does one segment of that, not all of it. So that was that, and then yeah. Now I didn't see this until it had been out for a month or two. There's a new Silver Surfer series called Silver Surfer Black. It's quite interesting. The artwork is the artwork inside is a bit off the wall. I mean, this is a third printing because I missed the original iteration of it. But yeah, I mean the artwork, it might seem a bit strange to some people, but there's number 1, there's number 2, and I recently, just last week I think it was, picked up number 3. Nice psychedelic cover there. I think it's a 4-part story. Oh no, 5. So there's another 2 to go. So, but I'm reading that month by month because it looks quite interesting, and that's another surfer. One that I spotted in Forbidden Planet, part of a series they're doing called Prodigal Son. I've no idea what it's about, but it's a variant edition, and I will get around to reading it very soon. Now, just finish off with the new Thanos series. You've probably seen a couple of these, but I thought I'd show you the complete run as it stands. That's a variant low print run of number 1. That's issue 2. This is a 6-issue series. I've got 5 of them so far. Number 3, and this concerns if you're a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan, you'll have seen Infinite War. And this concerns the full story of how Thanos took Gamora in as his mentor, or as his pupil, rather. He mentored her. And this is a story of how they got together and fared during her early life. And that's number 4. That is a variant of number 4. Marvel did a whole month of comics with these weird covers, and they called them the Carnageized issues. They're all got the Carnage theme, I assume, to tie in with those ones that I showed you earlier. But I thought I liked that cover, so I thought, why not? We'll have 2 copies of number 4 just for the cover. I like covers. And then this came out just, I think, last week or the week before, number 5, and then I'm just waiting on issue 6 to finish the story off. So that was it on the comic book front. With regard to comic book hardbacks, which you know I'm into, yeah, Forbidden Planet do a nice little scheme where you can buy 3 books and get 1 free. So, I mean, these are fairly cheap to start with. So that was the Superman New Krypton hardback. And then that's sort of a Simon Bisley type. I mean, there's a lot of rip-off artists who do the Simon Bisley shtick. But this one's particularly nice artwork inside. Show you something. Yeah, I mean, that's the sort of stuff I like. Painted stuff that's kind of a Bisley clone. And then we got this one, Dead Space Retribution. I got it mainly because the artwork inside is very, I don't know how you would call it really, but it's quite unusual. What you would normally expect to find in a Marvel comic. So yeah, I mean, those 3 cost me 8 quid. 3 hardbacks are 8 quid. It's less than 3 quid each, isn't it, when you work it out? So yeah, I was pleased with those. And then that was just £3. It was one of the new 52. The first hardback of the Green Lantern Corps in the new 52 series. I mean, these go a few years back now, but I'm trying to collect all the new 52 stuff in hardback, so that was a nice addition for £3. And then I didn't actually buy this in a 3 for 2, but I paid the £5 for it because it's a nice thick volume. Anybody who knows Fables, I mean, I never read Fables when it was out by Bill Willingham, but these are stories sort of inspired by, I think, Fables, and yeah, there's a lot of reading in there. There's the stuff in there by artists that I love, like Bernie Wrights and Kevin Nolan. So I thought for a £5, you know, it's a massive book. I will take a chance on that. Right, these are a couple of items I bought from Amazon. These are expensive books. I mean, this is, for instance, is $100. I bought it for £40. You know, $100 probably. If you paid full RRP, you'd be talking £85. So, you know, I thought for half price it was good. It's the first in the Golden Age Batman, the original Batman. And it has Detective Comics 27 with first Batman appearance to 56, and then Batman 1 to 7, and a few more issues of other comics besides. You know, you get a lot of reading in these, you know, and I thought for £40 to have those original stories, you know, printed, they're all printed nicely. I can't show you because I haven't actually unsealed this yet. I'm just keeping it sealed for the time being until I get round to having a look at it. I've actually, in one of the previous videos I did, I showed you volume 3, but this basically is just a history. I mean, the artwork and the stories are pretty ropey, to be honest, but it's just a look at the history of the character Batman, how he started out, which sort of stuff I like. In one of the previous videos I'd have shown you the Green Lantern Omnibus Volume 2. Well, that's Volume 1. It covers all the issues from when the Silver Age started up again in 1959. These are the first Green Lantern stories that started off in a comic called Showcase. There were 3 issues of Showcase. Were his first 3 appearances, and then this also adds Green Lantern 1 to 21, so there again there's a lot of reading in there. The reason I like it is A, again, it's the history of a character that I like, and B, most of it's by Gil Kane, who's an artist that I particularly like as well. Speaking of artists that I like, I just bought this yesterday. Lovely item. I just unsealed it today for the video. This is a slip-cased version of Alex Ross's series of oversized graphic novels that he did many years ago. I dread to think. I mean, I don't know if I've got all of them. I've certainly got the majority of them, and this is the 5 that he did in sort of like smaller form, but they're all beautifully, you know, printed in this lovely slipcase. That was only £30. You know, originally it was about 65, so again that was less than half price. And I mean, I've seen hundreds and hundreds of artists over the years that I've been reading comics, and I would always put Alex Ross in my top half a dozen because I just love his work. Ever since he did a series called Marvels way back, which sort of blew my mind away, I've been a fan of his, and as I say, this covers the 5 oversized issues that he did for DC. They're not standard comics. If I can get the thing out. These are always tightly packed in these slip cases right here. I've got it. I'll just give you a quick example. As I say, it's not standard comic book stuff. You know, it's painted stuff and it's large panels. That's not particularly impressive. So I'll find something a bit more impressive. Well, there's a section of the Shazam one. But as I say, it's all beautifully painted, and we'll try and get it back. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll put it back in later because that's going to take an age. Okay, so anyway, that's what we have comic book wise. Now we get on to the films, steelbooks, and eventually the games. Now I'm showing you my retro collection of retro consoles. I thought I'd just point this one out that I picked up recently. It's a Japanese version of Raiden Project. Now this is very expensive if you try and get the PAL version, but ironically this is a lot cheaper. I mean, I only paid about 17 quid for this. But it was one of the first games issued for the PlayStation, the old PlayStation 1, along with Ridge Racer and stuff like that. And I've always wanted a copy. This is the Japanese version, and although it's a lot cheaper than the UK PAL, ironically it's the better version because it's full speed, and you don't get those horrible black columns at the side when you're playing. So that is the definitive version. Right, films. Right, that's ours. And I'm not seeing this film, and I was having an hour about whether to pick it up, but it was very cheap. So I thought, why not? It's got the cover with it as well. I think it's only about a £5 or something. So I thought, well, why not? Film I didn't particularly like when I saw it, but it's a Project Pop Art which I collect. So when I saw this for a £5, I thought, got to really, even though I didn't really care for the film. It's another one to add to the pop art collection. So there we go. This was another £5 jobby. I don't know whether it's missing something here, but for a £5 I wasn't quibbling. But it's in Bruges, the film. Great film, love it, great comedy. I've got a copy of it, but I thought, well, I'll have the steelbook at a £5 because it's not exactly breaking the bank. And then this one was quite cheap as well. I've seen this go for, quite a few bob online. I know Zavi had it for a while and it wasn't cheap, around about the 15 quid mark. But I don't know why I'm holding it that way. Yeah, Pit and the Pendulum. Anybody who's as old as me will remember the old Hammer horror films, especially those with Vincent Price. I love them. Fall of the House of Usher, Haunted Castle, and the Pit and the Pendulum, stuff like this. They're only an hour 20, hour 30 films, but I love Vincent Price, and yeah, I just had to have that for, I think that was about 6 quid. Now that was a bargain. That's the 4K Deadpool steelbook of the first film. It's quite expensive, this one, about 35 quid. It's all in minty condition. There's not a mark on the disc or anything, so it's virtually mint. And yeah, I mean, that was, I think it was about 18 quid, which is about half the price that you would normally expect to pay for it. I don't know if it's got any silliness on the back of it, the Deadpool. No, it's just a straightforward steelbook. So yeah, that was Deadpool. And then at the same time I thought, well, this was only 12 quid. Deadpool 2, bonker steelbook, that, it's got more stupidity on the back. But I thought, I don't have a copy of Deadpool 2 in 4K, so I thought, right, I'll have that along with it. And then just this week, last week, that arrived in the post. And I was lucky with this because when I pre-ordered this, sorry, it's the Avengers Endgame, by the way, in case you're wondering. It's the 4K Steelbook. I was lucky with this because I'd previously ordered just the 3D version because I didn't have 4K when it was come up for pre-order, but it came back up and I was able to swap my 3D version for the 4K version without too much bother. Actually, I mean, everybody says, "Oh, Zavi's customer service is chronic." I did it quite easily. You know, the guy was very helpful. So yeah, that was Endgame, and then this is a Zavi collector's edition. This is the Hellboy, the recent Hellboy film. Nobody likes this film, but I thought it was quite decent. And then you get a lovely Mike Mignola Steelbook, and then inside you get a nice little collection of art cards there. Now I'm not going to show them to you because they're an absolute swine to get out of that little tape that's around them. It takes forever, so I'm not even going to bother, but take my word for it, there's some nice art cards in there. So that was it for the films. Now, ordinary games this month. I mentioned Anthem to you. Yeah, I've been playing this recently. It's not too bad. I know there's been a lot of sort of like negative stuff, vibes around it, saying there's not enough to do. You know, for a loot game, there's not enough loot. I mean, I don't care for third-person shooters, but I played it with a friend of mine who's keenly into it, and he's higher level than me. He's been helping me out, and yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's very similar to Destiny, so I'm quite happy to play it at the moment because Destiny's a bit quiet, you know, with the DLC coming up. So yeah, that was that, and then Xenon Racer. That's a futuristic racer. It's not a bad racing game, but it's pretty horrible graphically, to be honest. But as a racing game, futuristic racing game, it's not terrible. That's another futuristic racing game. It's a bit like Splatoon, where you change colours. It's almost like you're painting the track, and the different colours do different things. But I've not played it yet, so I can't tell you. It was only a tenner, and I paid a tenner for the Red Out. That's like a Wipeout type of game. Just to add to my racing collection, really. You know, it's I like to keep all the racing games going. Okay, now we get to the good bits. Steelbooks, 4 games. Okay, we have Tomb Raider. That was it. I showed you that horrible one that came out of the collector's set last time. Well, this is the regular Steelbook, a lot nicer. Comes in a little case there, but it was only a £5 actually, so I was quite happy with that. That's the Dead or Alive 6 Steelbook, which I bought online. Quite nice. It was only about 20 quid, so it's got the game in it as well, so I don't mind fighting games. I can never remember the name. It's Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. That's an empty Steelbook. It was about 7 quid, that one. This is Days Gone. That's the regular Steelbook, which I think I don't know if you get it with the game when you buy it or pre-order or something. I don't know. That's the regular Steelbook for Days Gone. Not a game I'm likely to play, so I'm not bothered about not having the game. And that's the one out of the collector's edition, which is, you know, if you're into Steelbooks, collecting Steelbooks, these are the ones you want, the ones out of collector's editions, because the collector's editions tend to be rather expensive these days. So that's Days Gone. That's not a bit of sticky. That's actually on the Steelbook, by the way. The Steelbook's actually in mint. Now this one. This is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Now this is an absolutely beautiful steelbook. Can you see the red? It's almost like 3D. It's hard in the light, but it's a lovely. It's a steel pack actually, but I'm not bothered. Some of these steel packs are actually very, very nice. That slipped out, so. And that's the full jobby. I mean, that's a beautiful steelbook to me. I absolutely love it. And it was free. My friends at Game fished it out of a drawer for me. Someone must have handed it in with a Game and they just sell the Game, so. Thank you very much, guys at Game. I love you. I love you all. Now, I'll show you this one first. Tekken 7. That's the one out of the collector's edition. There again, to say these are the ones you want. There's yeah, the game's in there. 20 quid and a bit. But I like Tekken, so I was quite happy to buy it with the game in. These stickers, by the way, come on a card, but the person that sold it to me had already put the stickers on, and I thought, well, they don't look bad. So, not worried. Leave them on. Right, now, all of us collectors love a mystery, and we hate a mystery at the same time. The mystery is this. It's packed in with the steel outer casing, and it's shoved in behind it inside the acetate cover. Now, this doesn't come. This is the Metro Exodus Aurora edition, by the way. This doesn't come with it, and I was trying to figure out what it was. I got on to the person who sold it to me, and they said, well, you've got everything that came with it before it was unsealed. So I thought, well, okay, did this come with it? But then I discovered that this is like a pre-order little strategy guide that actually Amazon were giving away, but Amazon were giving it away as a digital art book, strategy guide. So therefore the mystery was still there. Where did it come from? I'd look online, and it's the French version of Metro Exodus Aurora edition are giving it away as a physical, which, you know, as you can see, this is. But then I thought, well, I looked on the actual game, and it says UK on this here, whatever they call it, and yeah, it says the UK. So I've got a UK edition. So somebody must have been giving this away as a pre-order bonus, but I don't know who. So if anybody knows, please let me know. Now this is quite unusual in as much as it comes in a steel outer case. Like Steelbooks, and then you get the steelbook inside with the game. A little map inside as well. Quite a nice steelbook actually. I think I paid about 33 for this, and I almost paid 28 quid for the steelbook in Kex the other day. Glad I didn't, because I've got the whole thing here, plus the pre-order bonus, so I was well chuffed with that. Now, the last couple I'm going to show you are somewhat strange. I bought this online. It's the Mortal Kombat London Day steelbook. Now, it hasn't got a game. What it does have is this invitation here, which is in metal, okay, and this coin, which I'll try and arrive out and show you properly. That's the back of it. It's very heavy. And then we have the front of it. It was kind of a promo thing that was given out at an event in London, and I was quite taken by it when I saw it online. The weird thing is, this cost me 12 quid plus postage. Some people online have got it up for 200 quid, 150 I've seen. The coin itself for 80 quid, and I've actually sold some of them. Why don't people use their eyes? Weird, isn't it? And then the advert in there for Novo Pack, who do these future pack things, steel packs, had this. Now this is the Injustice Day 1 edition. And I went into game yesterday. I've been looking all over the Kexes for it when I'd been out yesterday. But I went into game, my local game that's near me, and they actually had a couple of boxes down there with second-hand version of it. And I thought, when I actually went to ask him to have a look at it, he said, "Oh, I've got a new one you can have for the second-hand price." Now these were about 80 quid when they first came out, and I paid 18 for this. And today we're going to have a first. We're going to have the first unboxing on my pickups videos, right? So I know what's in here, but I haven't seen it. So I'm just going to try and find the little thing that opens it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. You've seen it here. The first unboxing. I'm saying I know what's inside it. I hope it's inside it what I think. But yeah, that's the outer cover. Inside we have the pack, steel metal pack. That's the back cover. And inside we have the, yes, it's there, the coin and the little metal plate. And then the game is here somewhere. There you go. So you've got all that little lot. And also you've got the DLC, which comes with it. And as I say, this was a very expensive game, and as I say, I picked it up sealed for a fraction. So yeah, shows what you can do if you keep your eyes open. Show you the cover there again, very nice. So that was my bumper haul of Steelbooks. I hope you're impressed as I am. And I've got to whiz through this because I don't want to get to the end of this video and find I've overrun it and it's stopped. So right, I'll leave it there, and all I'll say is next time I might have something a bit weird for you. So until then, bye bye.